Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this is Many a True Nerd, and welcome back to Morrowind. Well, last time, we uncovered multiple plots against the king, and apparently, we're not bloody done yet. Seriously, at this point I think it would genuinely be faster to bring Tienius a list of everyone in Mournhold who's not plotting against the king, because everybody seems to be plotting against the bloody king. And on this occasion, right, it's people from one of the great houses, House Halalo, and specifically, people based in Lethen Manor. Now that was the name of the previous king, who this king murdered, so bare minimum, yes, I suspect on this occasion, there's definitely a real conspiracy. Like, these guys have got good reasons to not like the current king. So, just a mosey into the nice corner of a town over here, I'm pretty sure, there we go. This manor house right over here in the corner. And I was told, yes, infiltrate this place by pretending I'm here to offer my respects for the previous king. And there we go. By the sounds of it, this sort of thing was expected. So, speak to Ravani Lethen, the king's widow. And if anyone might know something about, yes, precisely how the current king does his murdering, it's gonna be the widow of the previous king who was definitely murdered. Oh, and I tell you what, you've got a lovely library here. Do appreciate any building that's got a dedicated library room. That's delightful. So, right, Ravani, me and you need to have a nice chat. Leave me alone with my grief. Okay, so I appreciate you might want to be left alone with your grief, but... Okay, how precisely were you planning to get it to open up about this conspiracy, John, though? Okay, possibly I don't have to. Because I can't help but notice there's definitely a piece of paper on that desk behind her. Bare minimum though, she's very happy to talk about how her husband was murdered, so, right. Helseth and his spiders. Everyone knows, no one lifts a finger. Imperial justice, I spit on Imperial justice. They killed my husband, now that wicked man is king. I curse Helseth and all his kin. May they die tomorrow weeping, watching their children die today. So okay, step 1, offer condolences. I feel like, you know, offering to join the conspiracy, that's a bit too forward given she doesn't know me, and she doesn't particularly like me either. So, just offer condolences. Bless your soul, few enough have come to pay their respects. People forget their friends when the wind changes, so, okay. Let's just start off with, there we go, 55 already, because yeah, she was happy I came to offer my respects. So just do a bit of admiring. Good. Good. Now she likes me. Maybe, just maybe, yeah, we can move on to more specific things, like, how do you know for certain he was murdered? And everyone knows it's there in print for everyone to see. And okay, possibly that piece of paper is in fact not, you know, a confession of the conspiracy, it might be a copy of the newspaper. If that's all your evidence, then possibly, yeah, you don't know better than anyone else. You're just assuming based on what was written in that broadsheet. Still, one more attempt here. Now we like each other, you've opened up to me a bit. Let's talk about me avenging Lethen's death. Bless you, may fortune smile on your blade. There are those among my husband's friends who will not rest until justice is done. I shall mention your name to them, so, okay. She's being understandably cagey and not giving me the names of her co-conspirators. Still, just walk in behind her, then get down. Officially, I'm hidden right now. So, alright. To my honourable cousin, Thorvin Barano, to be delivered in haste. Thorvin, I cannot agree. I am a merchant and have no skill in arms. You're a noble, and your prime would prove it on practice and tournament grounds. Though in truth, you've never fought a duel, and have few gifts as a liar. No one can doubt Logar the Bloody's aptitude and enthusiasm for mayhem, but he's not a subtle man, more suited for a brawl than the assassin's role, so, okay. You're basically trying to figure out who should do the deed, and just struggling to find a good candidate, so, not the Dark Brotherhood, obviously the king owns them. I'm afraid we must approach the Morag Tong. I agree with you, they may refuse, but at least they can be trusted to be discreet. So okay. By the looks of it, yes. Ultimately they concluded that the guy this letter was being written to, they were going to get him into the throne room on some plausible pretext, and then he would do the deeds. And while they didn't know who wrote that newspaper, they were looking to maybe bring them on side because, yeah, if they did that, after the murder, the newspaper might be able to present it very sympathetically. So, okay, this is all making sense. Gotcha. And the letter on this occasion is from Beadle Allen to Thorvan Barano. So, okay, we've got some names here. And okay, having moseyed upstairs and just quickly cracked open all the locked boxes in the bedrooms and whatnot, and nothing else of note here. Best as I can tell, that's all we've got in terms of evidence, though it's pretty bloody compelling evidence, yes. Oh, and it turns out on this occasion, right, just delivering the information isn't good enough anymore. The people named in the documents, they need to die. And he wants me to do it, so I mean, I'm gonna be honest, they're planning to assassinate the king, who definitely killed the previous king, so, not entirely happy doing all of this, actually. Like, not 100% at all, so, I'm gonna agree, given, yes, red options sometimes lock you out of things forever, so, I'm gonna say I'll do it. And as a result, yeah, I've got royal writs of execution, like with the Morag Tong, so, in theory, I can just walk up to them in the street, bash their heads in with a hammer, and no one will do anything to me, because I can present the writ of execution. So, not sure I want to do this. Not immediately, anyway. Bare minimum, yeah. Thorvan, probably in the temple. Then the delightful Hloggar the Bloody, like him. So, right, possibly down in the sewers somewhere, though I've explored the sewers, well, at least part of the sewers, I've not seen him so far. And finally, Beadle, no idea. Though, and now I have these guys as conversation topics, I can ask other people. They might have seen them, though. Okay. I think at this point, actively going around and killing people who want to depose a king who is most definitely, well then again, is he illegitimate? Like, technically, you're probably allowed to kill other royals, and thus ascend to the throne. That's just how royalty worked for a large part of history. They just kill each other, take each other's thrones, that's fine. So, I mean, he might be legitimate, but he still strikes me as not a nice person, so I'm not 100% sure I want to do this. Especially given, kind of the only reason I was doing this at all was, I wanted to speak to Barenziah, who everyone seemed to agree was a smart cookie who might know what's what. So, the implication is, I can't just, like, go and speak to her right now. And if I can, right, possibly I'll just do that instead of doing this murder. Oh, yeah, I can just, go into Barenziah's chamber, right here, and speak to her, so
my good lady.
I'm starting to feel bad about all the conspiracies I busted, just to try and get access to. Because it turns out you were just here, all along. Also, you would appear to have unique hair. And that's quite noteworthy in this game, because there's not many hairstyles going around, but you've got a special one. Right, just do a little bit of admiring to get your disposition up, lovely. And here we go, just picking a random topic here, discontent in the temple. That's a much more detailed answer than anyone's given me so far. So yeah, Almalexia traditionally represented compassion, forgiveness, healing, and protection. But since the whole Dagoth business started, she's been a harsher and more unsympathetic. So, right. People still worship her, but they're not 100% sure about recent changes. In fact, the people I spoke to were not wrong. She is a sharp cookie. Even like, you know, fairly random and low-ranking people. Like the guy at the front door at the temple, Fedris. She apparently knows quite a lot about him. Rumours he was once an assassin, in fact. So, alright. Not a person to be trifled with. And you know what sounds like, you know, a bit of a secret about him, so, okay. You might be a good person to come to if there's anything I'm not 100% sure about. You seem like a very smart cookie. Right up to tracking down those people I'm supposed to be murdering. So Beadle, yeah, who the guy who gave me the mission had no idea about, she knows he's a bookworm. Try a bookseller, that's where I'd look, and I'm pretty sure there was a bookstore in the Bazaar district, so, okay, you are bloody useful. And even better, she's just given me a lead on, yeah, Almalexia's business, tracking down those goblins, so, she's heard odd stories of creatures in the sewers beneath God's Reach. but I never thought they might be goblins, and that's true. I'm pretty sure, yeah, I ran into some goblins down there already, while I was rescuing what's-his-face, that wizard for his friend who recruited me out in the street. But obviously, yes, that would be a good starting point for tracking down more goblins. Start there, and just keep it going down. And speaking of which, right, she's also very much aware of the tension between temple and palace. And in her view, yeah, this isn't a case of doing work for one and thus alienating the other. She would prefer me to go and speak to Fedris and do work for Almalexia in order to figure out what's going on in the temple, so okay. Given that's your advice right now, and I'm feeling a tiny bit uncomfortable with, yes, what the palace wants me to do, sure, let's change tack and go over to doing that Almalexia goblin business, given I've just picked up a lead about that from you. And maybe one more thing of note, which is, yeah, this expansion is called Tribunal. And Tribunal does rather imply 3 gods. And Vivek lives in a big pyramid in Vivek. And Almalexia lives in a big temple in Mournhold. Maybe I can't go and visit her right now, but we know where she is. She's right there. Where's Sotha Cell? The 3rd member of the Tribunal, who apparently is very reclusive. So okay, potentially at some point we may need to go and track that guy down. Still, let's get back to business here. She just said the sewer's under Godreach. And I know for a fact that, there we go, there's a hatch over here. Before we go any further, just rest until healed, because yeah, you can't do that up on the surface, but you can do it down here, which is good. And okay. By the looks of it, the goblins have respawned, because I swear I killed you already. Oh, and I tell you what, though their shield's not anything particularly exciting, the goblin club is not bad. Like, up to 60 damage is pretty bloody powerful. In fact, yes, while I can't keep up with Sundar, I swear that's about as powerful as, you know, the legendary Skull Crusher weapon was. So, goblins, skilled weaponsmiths, it turns out. And yeah, the trick with these guys seems to be, they're not very tough, but there's many of them, and they hit bloody hard, so they can wear you down in a hurry, even if, you know, they themselves go down pretty easily. So yeah, shielding, blocking, etc., that would be bloody useful. Then there's the bigger, tougher ones, like you, the bruisers. You guys take a few knocks to put down. And also come with a pretty bloody decent healing items. So, right, just drink those as we go. That's fine. And speaking of which, now you're underground, John, we can put on our cursed armor. Beautiful. So yeah, if anything gets dicey, just spam a few blizzards, and then, yeah, go over to, hang on, Mace of Molag Bal, get my magic back, rinse and repeat. And also, do not forget, we've got a specific hit list here. We're not just like, you know, clearing out all the goblins. There's 2 goblin war chiefs, and on top of that, 2 Altma in charge of training. So, take those guys out too. Sounds optional, but yeah, there might be an extra super awesome reward if I could get that done. So okay, that seems to be all we've got here. Just a handful of goblins, a handful of dogs. Then we go underwater. Also getting my alteration and moving in a good direction. So, okay. I'm pretty sure last time I passed by here. Alright, good. A door to the palace sewer. So, moving into a new area. Just to pop your head up, have a look-see round, eh? Nothing but ceiling on this occasion. Okay, keep going. A bit further, John, bit further. There we go. Brand new bit of map I think I've never been into before. Yep, definitely not been here. The local map is not filled in at all. So, right. Weapons out. Eyes open. We've got a few more goblins. But yeah, basic goblins. 1 hammer blow. We'll deal with them. So, alright. Move around, see what we've got. Take out you guys. You look a bit bigger than some of these people. That was water breathing, John. You turned off a blizzard. Though I'll tell you what, these guys don't seem so tough. Go over to, yeah, Emberstorm, which is a fair bit cheaper, though. Right, magic resistance. Might be some magic resistance built in. Might just be goblins are resistant to fire. Not you, though. You weren't resistant to fire, so right. You're the big bruiser chappy. Take you out. A few hits will do the job there. A couple of people standing sort of nearby to each other. If we can, a tiny bit up. There we go. That'll do some damage to you. Though, honestly, the dogs are not tough at all. Just take you out. A fire will take care of that. So, right. Goblins are not too dangerous, but seriously, if they get lucky, look at that. He just took out, like, half my health bar in a couple of swings. But yeah, if I could get my blocking and moving in a good direction, that would be welcome. The trick being, right now, yeah, I've got no better lead than starting the sewers under God's Reach. So, this takes me to the west sewers under Mournhold, and, I mean, bare minimum, there is very literally a goblin here. Maybe just following the goblins would be a good starting point. Also, just keep my... That's healing, but honestly, healing's not bad. That's fine. Yeah, just to give you a quick boop. You're a bit tougher, mind. Hang on, what are you? You're a foot soldier. So, okay, there's different tiers of goblins. The basics will go down in one hit. Some of them, not so much. Okay, before we leave the palace sewers where we started, let's just make sure we know what's going on down here. Like, if we just naff off into the next area, we'll lose track of what's maybe hiding around this one. So, okay. Just make sure we've taken out everything, because the trainers might be hidden in, like, you know, a corner somewhere, and that's just a ghost. That makes me feel like I'm going in the wrong direction, because this isn't goblins anymore. This is skeletons and ghosts and whatnot. And also, a ladder taking me to, oh, the basement of the royal palace, you say? Okay. So there's a way to get, yes, into the sewers from the palace, and vice versa. A way to get into the palace from the sewers. Remember that. That might be of a note. Beyond that, this little crossroads I just got to, that leads to the bazaar sewers, and... hang on. Yes, I know precisely where I am. That was the way up to the Great Bazaar. So yeah, this is right by where we started there. So, okay. I'm starting to see how this area fits together. Lovely. So, okay, no secrets here as far as I can tell. So keep on keeping on into the west sewers, where I just was. Because here, we definitely do have goblins. So just follow the goblins. That's fine. I see some goblins over there standing sort of nearby to each other. That was healing, John. Once again, he didn't have Blizzard or whatnot sat. Honestly, yeah. If there's more than one, I'm a tiny bit concerned. So just pop Blizzard at there, because spells have just got infinite range, which is delightful. So then again, John. You need your magic back at some point. So just to give you one quick bonk, and then back away, though. Okay, with this much mana... it's going to take a while for my mana to regenerate. So, okay. One more bonk, please. And then again, actually, John. Okay, hang on. I've got a cunning planner here. If I put my not cursed robe on for a second, does that mean my mana comes back way faster? Because it's filling up, like, you know, as an absolute rather than a percentage. I don't know. It might be. But now there's a fair few of them. So now, we just, like, you know, hit them with another blizzard. Uh-oh, John. I think you might have got a bit, cornered here. So, a little bit of emergency sandwich consumption here. Lovely. Finish off you. They're all dying to, yes, the lovely, sexy McDibbles. And I just got some critical damage. Not 100%. John, that was the Mace of Molag Bal. Well, now you bloody used up the charge of that for the time being. Dear, oh flipping dear. It's not even your strongest weapon. Like, not even close. So, right. There's a lot, and I do mean... sorry, you weren't dead. I thought you were dead. There's a lot of enemies here. But Blizzard was actually invaluable. And I do now have my mana back. Now, by any chance, were, like, any of you war chiefs or something? No, just new subsets I've not seen before, but you did seem a bit on the tough side, because you took a blizzard and lived through it. Not many enemies could do that. Still, we're making progress here. This area now appears to be more or less clear. We've got... oh! Okay. You, sir, you had flipping magic on you. Hang on. What were you? A goblin officer. Okay. Some goblins can do magic, and most just charge at ya. Not all. So, okay, that leads to... oh. Okay. Not like the East Sewers or the North Sewers or anything. Something much more exciting and dramatic. I'm guessing for army, yeah. Campfire, bedrolls, skeletons, etc. People used to live down here till the goblins moved in and ate them. So, right, just make sure we've not missed anything before we move on to our next destination. Because, yeah, do bear in mind, the trainers and the war chiefs might be located in different areas. We need to track them down one by one. And this bare minimum looks a bit interesting. We're now kind of, yeah, out of the sewers and into a cave network. Right, quick bit of levitation. So make sure there's nothing hidden up here. Always worth double checking. There's no, like, you know, hidden bodies, platforms, etc, etc. Doesn't appear to be. There is, like, a way to cut back on yourself in this direction. And on top of that... Okay. Best as I can tell, yeah, nothing hidden down below. Oh, and here's interesting. Down the end of, yeah, the other tunnel. There's a person here and... Oh! You're Hlogar the Bloody! I was looking for you, by which I mean I wasn't looking for you. I don't want any trouble. I've decided I don't want to do any more nonsense for the king. Not for the time being, at least, but it's good to know where you are in case I change my mind. Oh, and this is interesting. There's only two things to talk about with him. The evidence of conspiracy and rules. And rules refers to the rules of House Halalo. He's part of the Great House, so potentially, yes, this might cause trouble if I attack you. I'm going to leave you alone. Okay, me and you, my friend, no trouble whatsoever. Right, and that brings me back to where I started. So that was just a bigger loop that brings me to him. So, okay. That means we can move on to the next section. Still no sign of, yeah, trainers or war chiefs. But given what we've seen so far, those war chiefs are going to be bloody tough, potentially. Also, apparently my shield's broken, and I can't use it until it's repaired, so, have I remembered to bring... I haven't remembered to bring a, you know, hammer with me, apparently, so... I'm just gonna nip back up top, repair my gear, and then maybe buy some spare hammers, because obviously shields get worked through quickly, because if a shield triggers, it takes 100% of the blow, but that also means its condition's gonna go down very fast. But yeah, this isn't really a big problem anymore. Now I'm learning my way around the sewers, I know how to easily get back to the Great Bazaar sewers just by going the other way under here. That will bring me up right by the armory, so then we could just do the repairs, buy some hammers, etc, etc. So, okay. Learn how the sewers fit together. That's going to make your life a lot easier, John. Oh, and while I'm passing by, how did your date go, Marina? Isn't he wonderful? He's so idealistic and full of life. I'm so happy I honestly can't thank you enough. So, okay. It appears I picked a good boyfriend for her. So, okay. Get my weapons back up to a tip-top shape. Lovely. But yeah, the issue with ice gear is condition. It just doesn't have much of it. So, yeah. 3,000 condition on the ebony mail and whatnot. But the ice boots are only bloody 200. They break in no time whatsoever, so, okay, maybe at some point I need to find something to replace the ice gear. And I know I've literally got adamantium gear sitting right here in the same room I'm currently in, but honestly that's barely any better. That's a 400 condition as well. For the time being, though, I've got some spare hammers with me, so if this happens again when I'm fighting 10 million goblins, at least this time I could do something about it. Also, it's very lucky I came out while it was night, because I forgot to take off my cursed robe, so as a result, yes, if it was currently daytime, I would be taking damage over time. Still, back underground, back to where we were, and now we mosey into, whatever the cock this is, because this sounds, very dramatic. Like, possibly a place where goblins are, like, trained or something. So, speak of the devil, just wait for you guys up top and give you guys a few whacks. There's definitely... Oh, you'll be an officer then if I had to guess, just to give you a whack too. And bloody hell. Half health. Seriously, just keep chugging sandwiches for the time being, John. These guys are not kidding about. And yeah, just a one way to go. And we're going into another cave system here. So possibly now we're like below the sewers. and into some sort of older ruin or whatnot. We've seen a stuff a bit like that before, so hello there, good sir. You'll be a bruiser, as you're not currently tossing magic at me, so just hit you. Beautiful. 3 odd hits. Takes care of you, not a big problem. But yeah, watch out for groups in particular. If that happens... Oh, blimey. Wow. This is fancy. And I see a few of you grouped together down there. So I'm just going to toss a blizzard down at you. Completely missed. 100% missed, which is a real shame. And again, that's better. Right, that's going to do good damage to you guys. One of you is dead. One of you survived that. You are like an officer, because you're trying to do, yes, magic. So, okay, we know how to tell them apart. Right. Door up there. There's also a big structure here. That strikes me as very, very interesting. Not sure how to get up there, but if need be, we can just levitate. That's fine. In fact, yeah, I think that might be precisely what we need to do, though. John, there's literally a ramp. Before you, like, break out the magic, you could just try using the ramp and... oh, buddy. Just realised, of course, yes, the officers are not going to be a problem. They prefer to use magic on me. I'm basically magic resistant, though. Grand Soul Gem. That, to me, implies, yes, you are, like, doing something. Something a bit weird and... oh. I was originally thinking... altar. But if you assumed maybe these bits were more like over here... suddenly up close... getting chair vibes, actually. Like, you know, a chair for a giant. Right, levitate upwards and... oh, blimey. I was just about to levitate upwards to check out the giant chair. But okay. I'm glad I looked upwards. Because it would appear there's a lot more going on up here, actually. So, okay. Keep refreshing the levitate if need to be. Do not fall down, John. Okay. What precisely is going on here? More doors, just like we saw down below a second ago. Abandoned passageway. Right. There may well be a way to, like, you know, work your way up here. And potentially, if you can fly, instead, bypass all that. As best as I can tell, right, over here... that's nothing of note. Let's start at the bottom and work our way up. Make sure we don't miss anything. Because the first gate, the one down below, that leads to Old Mournhold City Gate. So we've got a few basic goblins here. You're just a basic, so don't worry about that. So right, we're now definitely in the ruins of Old Mournhold. Like, you know, the city that existed before Dagoth destroyed it and... armory ruins, you say? Okay, now that strikes me as a thing of interest, especially given you guys are going to get all stuck up on the corner here, so... okay, you're a bit on the tougher side. Just to deal with you, we're just about okay for now. Yeah. Once again, high-level goblins, but nothing too on the bad side. Keep on chugging the odd sandwich, John, because surely... the old armory has got to have something very, very interesting in it. So, okay, just loop around here and... oh, I see a whole bunch of enemies and jump! That was levitate. That's kind of bad, because now you're very, very, very slow. But, okay, just, once again, a bit of a blizzard just to take out all of you guys. One hit. I'm pretty sure the other one died too. The dog is much less of a concern. Okay, possibly we were over-panicking a tiny bit there. Okay. Can rest here if I want to. No, well, there's enemies nearby I can't, so okay. Keep on keeping on. Have a poke around, see what we can find. Well, one thing, now I'm like, you know, slightly levitate aware on account of that previous room. There's definitely a high ledge up here. Okay. I've found a campsite with just a dog and... Never mind, not just a dog. There's also an enemy down here. Sorry, didn't notice you down there, my friend. Right, take you out. It's just room up here. Not 100% sure why. Possibly this is just where they keep the skulls. Well, bare minimum, they are dead now, so I could just rest for a day and a half to get my magic back. Beautiful. Okay. Back it down. Try not to do the entire drop in a one go. Because, yeah, just around the corner here, we've got the Tears of Aemon Shy. So, okay, we're just going in deeper and deeper. No trouble, friends, no trouble. John, get the cooking blizzard out again. But at this point, yeah, with my sandwiches especially, I feel like we are just about in control. If I get a bit unlucky, and these guys just block all my hits with their shield, yeah, they could be tankier than you'd expect. Tankiness with the shield, so that's something to watch out for. So, alright. Keep on keeping on. The tears in question might well just be, yeah, this old spring or whatnot. Water flowing in from above. Hello there, friend. You're trying to use magic, aren't you? Bad call. Very bad call indeed. I'm extraordinarily magic resistant. And you are dead. Sorry, thought you weren't dead for a second. Turns out you are. Keep on keeping on. We've got to be moving in the right direction now. I feel like we're seeing more and more tough, high-level goblins as we go. Oh, and hello, sexy. We've got something big who's tossing poison spells at me. And also doing a fairly good job. Okay. You know what? Two can play at that game, my friend. So have some flipping fail casting the spell. Well, that's just embarrassing when we're taking on someone who's good at spell casting. You appear to be very big, very chunky, but very magical. War Chief Durgok. Right. We've got the first War Chief here. So, grab the key. Presumably that will open, I don't know, a chest in his quarters or something. There we go. Open that up. Giant pile of money. And one enchanted shield. Light and the armor rating is terrible. Also, it drains your personality and your speed, though it does give you health restoration. Which, blended with the Necromancer's Amulet, is pretty good. Like 2 health restoration a second. That is nice, damn it. Okay, you only weigh 5, so you can come with me as a bit of a memento at least. Oh, and hello. Just continuing around the corridor, I suspect we found a War Chief number 2. So, stop failing to cast spells in front of the War Chief. It's very embarrassing, John. So, right, bare minimum. He's determined to use magic. This means, weirdly, the War Chiefs are less dangerous than some of their underlings. Because, yeah, spells are way less dangerous than just whacking me. No key on him, though, just a potion. So, right. By looping round, we've taken out the War Chiefs. That is officially the main mission done. However, we've also got, right, I've already been that way. Did say, second door down here. So, okay, stay alert. We've still got one thing to find. Those are bloody trainers. So we're looking for a couple of high elves. Shouldn't be too difficult to spot in a world where, yes, everyone else is a goblin. Okay, end of one passageway. We've got city gates, so... Oh! Hello! I'm gonna be honest, I was assuming I was gonna be, yes, back up on that high ledge I saw a second ago. But instead, there's just 2 goblins here. Very close by to me as I appeared, so, right. Well, I found the gate in question. Not a huge gate, but, you know, that is a gate. Story checks out. And no. Keep going that way. That just brings me, yes, back to where I was a second ago. Okay, hang on. I'm getting a bit lost down here, just a tiny bit. Oh, I understand. I went straight to the armory ruins previously. Yeah, if I'd have gone straight on, would have gone through the city gate, and then gone straight to this area. Though there is a 100 level lock right here. Which is fine, I could deal with that. Though I'm not sure how I got through the door from the other side if it was locked, but whatever. Right, crack that open, and go back to where I just was. So right, now I'm back in this area. Keep on keeping on. So yeah, I came in from the left up there. So mosey in this direction. And this is now the only place I've not been. Aside, of course, from that raised passageway, which might be where those flipping trainers are hiding. Oh, and hello, sexy. Well, we do have something of note round here. Some big old structure. So, alright, now this is definitely a bit more of an interesting Mournhold ruin. Oh, yeah. This is architecture I don't think I've really seen before, so... yeah, that style of brickwork, this colour of a main building, a blue tiling, the crescent and inverted crescent back to back. Intriguing. And now you I have seen before. Yeah, when I was dealing with the Dark Brotherhood. So the Terran Hall, or alternatively, Terran Hall East Building. Right, so this entire structure I'm in, like this cave, presumably used to be Terran Hall. So alright, here we go, step by step, and oh dear. We're now going to be, yes, boxed in, aren't we? Also, you're a tougher dog right there. Take out you, and luckily you're not that great at hitting me. Okay, we're now in a very tight space, John. Be careful. Be ready to toss, yes, flipping Blizzard at anything that looks at you funny. Now, bare minimum, I feel like on this occasion, right, you're just on your own. If it's just a 1, I'm okay with that. But yeah, if I open this door, and there's more than one thing in here, nuke the room with Blizzard. And on this occasion... oh, uh-oh. Right, I think I just walked into a trap. I've definitely just... oh dear, well, this is highly embarrassing. So, I think I just fell into a trap. Right there. Take you on, just avoid you, and... sorry, you weren't dead. I thought you were dead. Well, this is just going worse and worse, actually. So, okay. Get some healing. You're an officer, which is why you were trying to use magic. There was definitely just a big old hole that I fell down there. So, right. Before I go any further in that direction, get back up to, yes, that room I was just in. Before I just ran into the room and didn't notice the giant hole in the floor or whatnot. Keep on keeping on. Back over to weapons. Back over to Blizzard. Want to clear out, yes, this building and check the other building before we go further down. Though, by the looks of it, yes, there's definitely... where was the hole I just fell into? Is it like a magically disguised hole or something? It's hard to bloody say. Still, there's something else of interest going on here. I don't think this used to be goblin territory. Someone lived here first because... okay. Books. Money. An invoice. Finished repairing the floor today. Right, that might be the hole I just fell through. And a gatekeeper's chest. Giving me a bit of money. Some skooma. And a key. Okay. Not 100% sure what that opens. Though at the other side of the ruin, right. Abandoned passageway. That I do understand what it is, because I've seen it previously. That's what leads up to, yeah, that high ledge. So possibly this is supposed to function as, like, a Skyrim door to get you back to the starting chamber nice and easy. Yep, 100% that's what that is. So, right, I now have an escape route planned. So, right, back to where I just was, inside that structure. Technically, I could just, you know, go and turn this into Armalexia at this point, but yeah. I'm now curious what else is down here. That gatekeeper, his key, mention of 2 potential Ultima floating around. Still, I think I've now taken out everyone inside this structure, apart from the people who were down in the hole. So step back outside and instead go to, yes, this east building right here, though, hang on. Need to find solid ground for a second just to wait for 1 hour just to get my stamina up so I can reliably cast spells if need be. Because last time I came in here, I was immediately ambushed. So, right. Weapons out. That may have been overthinking things a tiny bit there, though, seriously. If these guys get lucky, especially the ones with the shields, they can be way tankier than you expect and cause some real bloody problems. So, alright. Once again, just check everything, and maybe just rest until healed. Get your flipping magic back, just a quick 24-hour nap, and no trouble. And hello, sexy. I think we found our flipping target, and you're a high elf. Which makes you especially vulnerable to magic. You've got extra magic weakness, my friend. So, okay, take out you. In fact, you're not that tough in general. Next to the goblins you've been training, you're nothing of note. You may be able to briefly resist with a shield, but that's not going to last. I'm going to break that shield sooner or later. Oh, yeah. Just a one-on-one, I could kick this guy's ass. Still, one of you just had a steel gear with an ebony longsword. The other, orcish with ebony war axe. So, right. Nothing too dramatic from you guys, really. But you're dead, which is very positive, so I'm glad I bothered to, come this way first. And this will be the tiny camper you guys were operating from. So, okay. Invocation of Azura, nothing particularly of note, and... okay. One very tough lock, but that we can open. And the Terran Hall, wasn't that the building I was just in? Possibly this is now downstairs. Like, the same area I just fell into from above. 100% it is, so, right. I think with that, we've now covered everything down in this bit of the underground. So, mission complete, including all optional objectives. Sorry, didn't realise you were still here, my friend. And some mosey back up top. And yeah, make our way back to Fedris in the temple. Also, hilariously, I think yes, with this robe on, it takes me so long to rest to get my magic back that all the enemies have regenerated. So I need to, fight some of them on the way back out again, which is delightful. So, Fedris, funny old update, which is, I destroyed the goblin army, but then I got really tired, so I had a nap, and by the time I woke up, they kind of regenerated. But I have taken out the goblin trainers, the Ultima guys, and the named war chiefs, so hopefully they don't get to regenerate. And blimey, Fedris is apparently very impressed, because not only have I maybe underestimated you, Arya, which he says he will not do again, but on top of that, he's just given me 15,000 gold, so... okay, that is much better than the rewards I was getting for helping out the king. So, okay, I am 100% on Team Almalexia now. Unfortunately, given he pays so well, this guy's got nothing else for me at the moment. But he does want me to speak with Gavus Drin, who I'm pretty sure is just next door round the corner in the temple. So, okay. Potentially we're moving up in the world here, dealing with more and more important people as time goes by. So just mosey around to his office, which is, yeah, one of these in the loop that goes around Almalexia at the centre. And there's our guy right here. So, okay. Time for me to help out a little bit. Beneath the temple, there's a large sewer system. You're not wrong. I've been down there previously, took care of, what was it, the Black Dart gang. I'm pretty sure they were down there. So, okay, you smell like you might have spent some time there already, and, I mean, I have, but you don't need to point it out like that, Gavus. So in these ruins, there lies a shrine, which may have been corrupted. So okay, Shrine of the Dead, once a place of great power, served as a channel to the ancestors, allowing the faithful to learn from them and harness their power. But over the years it's been forgotten and has grown sour. The power that radiates from the shrine has drawn hordes of the undead to it. So the shrine must be cleansed. So, okay. That sounds like, slightly necromancery, communing with the dead and whatnot. And also, more generally, it holds immense power, and the lady wishes to use this power for the good of Morrowind. Okay. So we know Almalexia has just lost her divine power coming from the heart. It's possible she's looking for a new source of power. She might want to tap into this shrine in order to, restore a bit of her magnificence or whatnot. Oh, and I was right. Ancestor worship does fall a bit outside traditional temple doctrine, so, okay, I wouldn't worry. I suspect she's not actually wanting to use it for that purpose. She just wants this to be like, a divine battery or something. Slight issue, mind. I can't do the cleansing. Despite being the Pope of the Temple in Vardenfell, but apparently that doesn't count for anything here. So okay. Need to escort a young priest, Erval Dooney, to the shrine. Protect him well. I mean, I'll do my best, but NPC pathfinding in Morrowind could be a bit wonky. Like, if he falls into a pit and dies, it is not my fault. Bare minimum, though, I do have some directions, so go to the sewers through the temple basement, been there already, then head eastward to the ruined temple gardens, then south to the Shrine of the Dead. So, right. east then south, Temple Gardens, Shrine of the Dead. Should be able to remember that. And oh dear, Ervil here started stuttering as soon as I spoke to him, so I think the lad might be a bit nervous about this journey. So, okay. You stay with me. If things get hairy, I'll leave you behind, clear out the monsters, and come back and get you later. I mean, you never know, John. Maybe I'm being very unfair, and like you're a competent mage or something. Maybe, just maybe, this guy will prove very useful. Still, step one, make sure he doesn't fall too far behind, because yeah, if he does, he'll just not follow me through transition zones, etc. So, bloody hell, we've immediately come under attack. Okay, I'm failing to keep this guy safe, so... You okay? He's... No! No, don't run towards a ghost! Don't just run up to the ghost. Okay, the ghost is facing me. I'm hoping that you're healing yourself. You're healing yourself, right? The problem is I can't see his health bar. The only way to see it would be to attack him, which I definitely shouldn't do. So, okay. They said, head eastward and find the Temple Garden. Problem is, yeah, eastward is this way. So, okay, just watch out for... Hang on! I see ghosts, and I see something over there. So, okay, just attack the enemies before this guy has a chance to, like, get to them. Especially you. This would explain why I saw a Lich here previously. You're a special enemy for this quest, though. Okay, he's not dead. He's just over there, and... Have you brought a plank of wood with some nails in it to this mission, Ervil? I mean, 10 out of 10 for optimism. Well done. So, okay, take the eastward branch. I'm hoping this might be Temple Garden. So, Temple Sewers. That's kind of Temple Gardens. Oh, hang on. I just arrived and someone attacked me and uh-oh. Hang on, are you part of the Black Dart gang or something? Possibly. Someone just attacked me. It's like, excuse me, stop. Stop tossing darts into me. Yes, you were a Black Dart chappie. Though you were not using the good darts by the looks of it. So I'll just be having a little potion to get myself back into ship shape. Lovely. Okay. As far as we can, keep going east. Take out the ghosts, they're not a problem. If we see undead, we're going in the right direction. Use the same principle as we just did for the goblins. If you see goblins, you're going towards the goblin army. If you see undead, you're going towards the undead. So, right. Problem is, I currently use Blizzard because, yes, this... No, don't just run forward and fight the skeletons. Please don't. Just stay at the back. Do not run forward and take on the cooking skeletons. That's my job. Your job is to do the blessing or whatever. Still, we've reached something good here, which is end of the sewers. Beginning of a cave system, which is positive because we're going to have more narrow passageways. So that guy will just get stuck behind. To me, he should be safer. And we've also made it to the Temple Garden. So, yeah, they were saying from here, try and go south to reach the tomb. So, yeah, we're going south already. Excuse me, just pay attention to me, please. Don't pay attention to the other guy. And those stones again. With the blue and red paint on them. I've seen you before. You might be important for some reason. Especially given, hang on, is that a crescent and an inverted crescent back to back, just like we saw on that building? It could be, you know. Oh, and hello, sexy. I think we may have found our destination because this looks all special and unique and whatnot. So, okay, just mosey up in this direction. A bunch of candles. I think that's supposed to be Alma Lexia up there. Like, you know, these sort of, maybe not horns, but sort of horn-like things. I swear that's how she's pictured. And then, not sure who you're supposed to be, but okay. Temple Shrine, which is good. You're not dead, even better. We just need to get in here, hit these guys bloody fast and... Oh, no, summoning could be a problem. Summoning could be an issue, because now there's way too many enemies on the field. No, don't. Oh, bloody hell. Pay attention to me. Everybody just pay attention to me. Everybody pay attention to me, and not him. And, okay, this is... I suspect the priest is not alive at this point. Also, I've had my strength knackered by your summon, so... Okay, just need to restore my strength for a second. But I'm concerned that, yes, potentially... Oh, he's definitely dead. The game was really, really clear on the fact that if he died, that was a problem. Okay, just out of interest, like, you know, me being the Pope and whatnot, can I just do this anyway? Well, according to the journal, I've killed the last of the profane, so, right. There were, like, 4 liches in here, but yes, the fact that priest is dead, that's definitely less good. Okay, here's what we're gonna do, because I can't see any way till I could do anything in there that doesn't involve this guy. You, my friend, are going to stay in here, in the first room in this area. I will be back as soon as the monsters are dead. So, in we go. I just hit these guys quick, hard, and fast. Take them out. Their summons literally disappear immediately. So what we want to do is, yeah, just go after you. Once the summons are gone, there's not much you can do to me at all, because you're just casting magic, which is not a problem in the slightest. I say not a problem. Slightly taking a fair bit of damage here, but that's all absolutely fine. One quick sandwich will be a-okay. Just take you out. That will be your friend disappearing. I think there was one more over here. Just be ready to deal with you. Right, he's going to waste a moment summoning. He doesn't even get the opportunity. He falls over. And okay. That's you guys dead. And I'm assuming this is like the tomb or something. So, okay. You may now come in. Sorry about that mess before. Alright, beautiful. This was the room, so you almost made it, Turville. You made it so close. So, he just goes up to the McGibble, gets stuck on the scenery, walks up to here. There we go. Second time's a charm. And, oh. Okay. Well, something happened. It is done. Can we please return to the temple now? I mean, we can, but keeping you alive on the return journey wasn't really part of the deal. So, okay, on this occasion, it's up to you to keep up. Oh, on our way back out, though, would you object to just, like, you know, tiny bit of grave robbing? Because there's definitely some tombs here as well. Oh. There's a rancid stench. Not the smell of the dead. There's something else here. Okay, there's like a monster or something inside this tomb. Okay, you know what, Erval, you just stay here while I deal with, like, you know, whatever the monster is. So, okay. Have a potter about. What precisely am I walking into right now? Because, yeah, looks a little bit like a flipping tomb, but apparently there's something else going on here. Okay. Well, I swear I've come to, like, you know, the end of both corridors. I don't see a thing. Nothing alive and no problem whatsoever. So, okay. Possibly this is a mystery for another day. I'm not sure. Yeah, looking at the local map, there's definitely something else here. But I do not see any way of getting to it right now. So, okay, someone will probably be sending me back here later. For the time being, Erval, me and you can get back to the surface. That's fine. Right, mission complete, sir, and I even brought you your priest back, though, I won't deny, keeping him alive was a bit challenging. And apparently the goddess is pleased, and as a result has given me a blessed spear. Would have preferred 15 grand, but sure, I'll take a spear, why not? And for the time being, you're done with me too. But Fedrus might have something at this point. Can't seem delighted by this spear though. Up to 32 damage at most, it does provide a shield 30, which is, I mean, pretty good, but not spectacular. And yeah, 10 points of spearies, again, fine, but not enough to offset the fact I'm not that good at spears. Still, I've got to feel like right now we're making good progress towards maybe being allowed to meet up with Alma Lexia at some point, though, for the time being, yeah, not quite yet. Keep doing chores though, eventually we might get there. And apparently, I need to recover something. Barenziah's Amazed Band. All I know is the goddess wants it returned. You'll find it in the ruins beneath the temple. Search to the north or west in the sewers. There was a passageway in the abandoned crypt that had been blocked off by a cave-in, but Alexia had the area cleared. As for the item itself, I don't really see why you'd need to know any more about it. If you must know, speak to Gavus, so, okay, possibly we can learn a bit more from him. And I know precisely where you want me to go to. The area where, yes, kinda got my head a bit stuck in the ceiling. So, right, I know precisely where you need me to go, my friends. Still, I would say having done some excellent work for Alexia, how about we call it a pot there? But next time, right, we're going straight back underground. Cause yeah, I suspect we could pick that item up pretty bloody quickly, given I've been to that crypt previously and know precisely where it's located, and once that's done, presumably it's only a matter of time until maybe, just a maybe, I get to go and hang out with Alexia herself. So hopefully you're looking forward to that. But in the meantime, I've been John, this has been Many a True Nerds, and this has been Morrowind. Thank you very much, and goodbye. So okay, I've been outwitted by a butterfly and beaten up by a fish.
Stop right there, criminal scum!
I didn't steal anything! I'm sorry, I touched the shoes while I was shoe shopping! Okay, I feel like I may have just, walked in on something. What about this person? Can we talk to this person?